There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Following our people who waiting to sell. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers giving us care and the promise of them. The welcome and life without care.
A lyrical
Master.
Clay Palace, who make you again Sktv-Lib. Say my journey, Tina can ask my yamo. And he's a no money, and Muaye. And he love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Muscle Rider, Lofa, and Grandmaster.
And I didn't ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could buy ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could buy ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the TV, and I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Muscle Rider, Lopa, and Grandmaster.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Following our people who waiting to sell. The blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the promise my best. The world with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, Sanu to Bakulu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
A verdict is what Liberians are waiting to hear. We will be bringing you updates from within the court. Ladies and gentlemen, these are not play charges. The government of Liberia have said they are going to win this case. The defense have said the government has what is known as a paper or a cartoon case.
Wonderful, that's good. Steve, the social chairman is here already, so no time to waste. Folks, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Today is the 8th of May, the 5th month, and the year remains the same, 2026. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to all of you. Yes, indeed, we are here to this Friday. Steve, what's up, my dear brother? Moses, what say you? Everything?
Yeah, as you can see, the chairman is fully represented. This will be bombastically fantastic.
Oh.
The chairman is ready to represent massively. But all is well, thank God. Folks, we are still in a celebration of Milborn's birthday. Let's share the show, please. Help us, please share the show. We're begging you. Today we have a lot to cover. We have a lot of things to talk about, politics, social, and so forth. Milborn, yesterday we started a social event. As always, the Lagranpo are the most important people on earth. I saw what he need. I saw Brother Masale or Mr. Masale is trending. Mr. Masale, kudos to you. You look like they assisting chairman position. You fighting to get it. From what I noticed, you are doing the book people can say unorthodox things. Your complaint reached my desk, but we'll look into it. Socially, we'll look into it to see if you have any infraction. as we speak right now, Samuel 12 looking to make sure that whether you eat saw beef today or not, but no more. So that's where we are. From a social standpoint, I see people on Facebook about the situation happening really. I did not get it to give my take on it yesterday. I will give my take on it. Maybe I'll give us some headlines quickly about the politics in the country, then we can maybe take it from there. I don't know what you think. You think we should take it from there, right? Once you give us the headline, then we'll take it from there.
Yes. So far so good, my dear brother. Like you said, Samuel 12 or the former the government officials, I think there are 4 altogether. Their trial is right on before the jurors. So we're still waiting for the juror verdict. We don't know yet as to which way the verdict will go, but we all pray for the best. If you go for, that's good. If you go against, that's good. I mean, we are all into the law, and we don't know. I know all of all we will have our take, will disagree, and so forth. But again, like you said, my brother, socially, yes. What happened yesterday? I got an incident that happened yesterday at the railway belt. Yes, I think altogether 11 persons have been arrested in connection with that situation that happened where one of our sister, she was in fact stripped naked, in fact was kite or whatsoever thing that she was having on was pushed up, because I don't want to use the word stripped naked because she still have some clothes on, but some of her, in fact, her clothes was pushed up, and we saw that with a lot of people, young people, including women, and men also, they were there, and people were cheering that, oh yes, in fact, this is bad, this is good. Other people saying, oh no, indecent dressing is not part of our culture, and so forth, back to back. But again, in that situation, yes, 11% have been arrested. So far, politics, my brother, yes, we're good to go. Our country, as usual, we are politically charged. Situation still remain the same, and our government keep, in fact, buying time, because whenever they go for cabinet meeting, like yesterday, my president, Dikon Bwakai, again, start to point out some of the lapses, even in fact, on the energy that, because so many people, on the energy or the LEC, that's why the LEC is going up and all these things. And our people are just frustrated. They keep waiting and they keep having a hope that the life will get better. But so far, so good. We're good to go. I think, yes, Liberia is better. Our country is okay. It's peaceful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Memo. Like I said yesterday, I didn't have the opportunity to give my take on what's going on because we have other social issues. I'm not sure who. Okay. So we're having trouble. Okay, they're having trouble with Facebook. Huh? Memo, you see that notice?
Yeah. I trying to get that, or maybe find out as to what's going on. But sometimes this thing happen. Maybe there are other people who complaining also Facebook. Every time you come here, it's better for Facebook, Steve. Maybe you don't understand some of it, but sometimes people always carry you to Facebook, laying your complaint, their reaction and so forth. So sometimes Facebook want to, have you into a certain place for a certain time. So I think I'm going to check that out to see exactly what happened. But our Facebook page of the SKTV is down. We are receiving this information that there's a trouble streaming to Facebook. Maybe we're still trying to verify that, but good. So, Steve, let me check that out while we do the talking, or while you are there helping us with the analysis of what happening.
Okay. Well, while you're looking at it, I think I really wanted to be on Facebook to give my honest take and view on what's going on over at. So I don't know if you can try again to see if we will connect, but I really wanted to give my honest view and take to the public on Facebook. I do. And the reason for that is there are a lot of things happening, and sometimes we get carried away. I think you're connected now, right? Yeah, because I'm seeing that notification. I think you're connected. Because I'm not seeing the notification anymore. Maybe you think so? Can you please double check? Folks, let's share the show.
I'm setting up. So yes, I'm the one doing that. So let me see whether it's still set up or it's still ready or if I'm ready to go. But yes, it's telling me that it's okay for now. So let's see. Yeah, but go ahead, Steve. Those of you who are joining, you have to help us share the show, man. The show will be hard today.
Yeah. So first of all, before we go anywhere, let me say this. People can express their views on a platform or a network. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's the view of the platform or the network. I'm not really sure what happened yesterday because I left the show, but I heard what his name, Mr. Masale made some comments, and some people were very outraged. Some people were not happy with it. And so woke up to this morning being tagged into some Facebook posts and so forth. Just wanted to remind the public that Mr. Suarez, Mr. Masale's view is not the view of the network or platform. And we want to be clear about that. Mr. Masale will come and address himself. We will provide him with an opportunity to clarify or to address the statements made. But I did hear the statement. I have a total different view from his, and that's what makes this platform unique. One thing I know about me is I make sure I review the situation before I make public statement about it. If I don't know about it, I don't talk about it. I try not to use emotions, sentiments, or whatever it is in my deliberations or in my positions on things. And so for some of you who follow me for a few months or a few years now, you will know you might disagree with my position on an issue, but I try to make informed decisions before I even proceed with any decision I'm making. That being said, I can't speak for Mr. Masale. Hopefully he comes on so that, we can ask him to clarify himself what he meant or what's going on or whatever, and he'll probably address the issue. So, for those of you who brought it to our attention, I want to say thank you. This is a good thing to do, to let us know what's going on. And we'll like to keep our followings and our people. This is politics. I don't want to get personal with people or personal with it. Yes, we might not always agree. We will not always agree. I can tell anybody that. But we still got to be respectful. So, Melbourne.
Yes. So to that, Steve, let me add up to you because I've been receiving a couple of calls back to back. Oh, Melbourne, this and this and this and that. People, this country of ours, like our sister just commented, in fact, saying that people need to learn to be tolerant about others' views. And she's right. Look, let me frank in this country, Steve. Whether you are a women activist or women advocate or what kind of advocate, look. So even if I agree now to all of you, our mothers, our women, and here and there. So when they take the men from the earth, you'll feel happy. I really want to ask most of our women today who claim that, or who think that maybe all of their advocacy should only be done for only women. Boys were raped here. We didn't see the kind of thing that we are seeing today, the kind of traffic. People were raped. Nothing. But anyway, we'll even go to that. Yeah. I come in, let me just conclude before somebody say, oh, maybe you side with Aliu or not. No. So to Aliu statement, like Steve said, it's not Sktv position. No, we don't have a specific position on that issue. Everybody have their opinion will come on the show. People have their right to say whatsoever thing they want to say, and they should say it in a very decent form and manner. If you have issue, either you, the listener or follower, it is a right also. But don't blame it on the institution or maybe the network. No, we'll not take that from you. And that's a person right. We'll not go into the person's heart. Like my deacon look, let's speak quickly. My deacon can come up with his parable. How his cabinet minister get to know that his father make me with talking a parable? They don't know. So that's the thing with life. So Steve, I just want to say that yes, I join you to say whatsoever thing I was said yesterday by Mr. Masale or Brother Aliu. That's his opinion and that's his right. The only thing we can respectfully disagree with him and to agree with him. Thank you. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, thank you, Milburn. Let's welcome Mark. Mark, welcome to the show.
Yeah, what's going on with the regional page? I saw we were on a few seconds ago, and by the time I knew it, and we were out again. We're out, and
yeah, I think we're back on.
We are back on the Sktv-Lib live.
Yeah, I think we're back on.
Okay, yeah, just seeing it. Okay, just pop up my screen. Okay, yeah, I think you guys struggle selling point. I must say I will talk to that post by Lofa Julius, and we have an individual position. And anyway, nice being here. Anyway, I was just trying to introduce myself. Sorry for going to the.
No, go ahead, go to it because I haven't given my position. I think I got to give my position.
Yeah, and I think thanks for the clarity and the disclaimer because we are not talking about political and social commentators. We talk about politics, we talk about family, religious issue, and people come in with a personal opinion. Yesterday, as we followed the show, I think we all had our individual positions. So it's not an entire position that was endorsed by the Sktv platform or Truth FM because we are on the radio. So we are very mindful of things that we say. We want to make sure they are verified. Especially when it comes to information. So, but equally so, we have our individual view. And if I can recall, it was me, it was Milburn, it was Senior Man, AB, and people never agree with Ali what Ali's position was yesterday. It was his personal preference because I said something. If you want to codify a law for dressing decently in public, then it got to be something that will be on a universal level because something I've been seeing inappropriate for Milburn may not be inappropriate for me. So we said that yesterday, but unfortunately, our people, we got some folks that we attack people personally, even though I never agree with Ali, and I will never agree with Ali on that one that's the way you can set precedent because Jote did it doing the chartered of government, no. But you don't attack people personally for their view, especially when you want to make it about religion. I don't believe in that. So people need to show some restraint. You got to disagree with people sometimes, but you got to also be, you have to respect their opinion, even if you disagree with it. That's why they call discourse, and that's what it's all about. So, and Steve, I will turn it over to you, but you can take your position. But I think if all the people that follow the show really pay attention yesterday, Ali was the only person that took that position. Every one of us rejected that position because we said, yeah, we may not like the way how she dressed in the public, but equally so, how can you make the case about indecency when you're naked the same woman and making the situation even worse? So it was AB, it was me, it was Milburn, and I think Mr. Dishu, we never accepted that, but it was Ali's position. So even though you disagree, but you have to respect the men's views and opinions as well. But I'll stop there.
Thank you. Ali will definitely come to, if he wants to expound on his position, that's fine. On this show, we don't censor people. I'm not a moral police. I'll be very honest. I'm not a moral police. I respect people's view. I can disagree with your view. I can. I've had many people disagree with my view, and some of them think I bring a lot of controversy to the show. Some of them think the way I say things or the way I see things, whether from a social or religious standpoint, they get very with me. Some of them take it personal for days. Some of them come and bash the platform. Some of them politically say that the reason why they don't align with the platform anymore. Some of them have even called for me to leave the platform. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? So, to be very honest with you, I respect people's views and their position. I'm one of the guys who wouldn't want my rights taken away from me. No, I would not want my rights taken away from me. And like you said, Monk, I wasn't here. If you guys disagree with what in position, you guys is right to disagree with position, where you use position. But it does not mean that, that's the view of the show or the network now. That's not how we're operating. We're not doing that. I'm not going to lie to anybody. We're not ruling like that. That's not the view of the network. For the women who feel offended, Well, on behalf of the network, we say we apologize to you, but the truth about it is people also have the right to their views and their opinions. No disrespect. We can't come here and be telling people the same thing that we got problem with other people. Then we'll be doing the same thing to other people. It's not fair. Yeah. Now, if Aliyu were insulting or Aliyu were doing a certain thing, then we'll say, yeah, the man was doing that. But from what I heard, the man was not insulting. And so, but Aliyu, let's welcome you to the show. How are you?
Steve, good afternoon, Chairman. Good afternoon, Mong. Good afternoon, Maybong, and to our listening audience and followers. Yes, glad to be here.
Yeah, my man, you brought noise behind yourself. It's still noise behind you today. What's going on?
On what? What they say I did?
Well, the statement, I don't know what kind of statement you made yesterday. You were standing with a woman or whatever it is, or standing and saying,
"Oh yeah, man. My statement yesterday, like I said, and I will continue to say, for me, what those guys did in real yesterday, everybody say, oh, they were wrong for what they did. They were supposed to undress the girl, and people here even attacking me because, Liberia, anything that happen now, they see things. They travel like a religious business. Oh, Lana, it don't be a Sharia lawyer, and Liberia, Lana, Islamic country. Muslim people can marry children at the age of 3 years, 7 years. What you have to say with that? And I said it yesterday. People in the Western world, they dress based on the weather. You and I know right now the country we in, we're coming together in summer. People do all kind of funny dressing. But during winter time, we not see it. But our sisters, most of them, they are not dressing because of weather or because of any other thing. Most of them dress inappropriately. Why? Because they feel like when I do this, I will be attracted to men. Men will come after me. And that's not the right thing to do. You can even wear your Cinderella dress. When men want you, he wants you. So while the essence of people dressing half naked to go in the street. So if you want to dress half naked, you want to attract men. So let them get naked, you let the men and see whatsoever, then they will feel more attracted to you now. Don't cover some and show some. That's what I said yesterday, and people started attacking me. Like today, I seen the Senate pro tem. Oh, I saw the terrible video. 11 persons have been arrested. Where were you when people had their constitutional right to protest? When they went to protest, the Liberia National Police went and naked women in the street of Monrovia. They said they were arresting them. All their tete, everything was hanging the plum. Why they didn't speak at that time, Yombikanga Lawrence? That's hypocritical. You see, when it is one United Party doing it, it's okay. This is not good. If you people were making laws, passing concession, impacting the lives of our people, our sisters will not be dressing half naked to be attracted to men. It will not happen. But because the Mother Sedi, the George Weah, the Joseph Bakai, they fail to get our people a decent living. This is why today you see most of our sisters, they will dress half naked to attract men. They will go sit down in the club, whole day they wear short thing, they buy one bottle of stout, sitting the whole day for men to come and carry them. Because the Eli Johnson Sedi, the George Manuel Weah, the Joseph Newman Bakai, they fail to get our people a decent living. They made Liberia to be a living hell for them. The three of them, that is not just Joseph Bakai alone. That's what I said yesterday. I didn't insult anybody.
Thank you. Well, we just made a disclaimer that those are your views. They're not the views of the platform. And I think you can attest to that because all of us have our rights. Let me say that the Liberian politics will always have controversy. And there will always come time where people will attack people personally. I've been on the receiving end for things that I said, statement I've made. Those were factual statements. It's totally different from this situation. And please, no one should interpret that I support Aliyu in his statement. Aliyu has the rights to his view. I will keep saying that. And I think we can disagree with him. If you don't agree with his view, then that's fine. And you state your contrary, but your counter view, but to make it sound like, Aliyu is a singer or he's the worst person. Let me say this. Let me give my view. Maybe you need to hear my own view. Because I studied the whole situation. I've thought about it yesterday. Last night I've thought about it. First thing I want to establish is Liberia is not a moral country. So when I'm dealing with Liberia, I don't deal with anything that has to do with moral. Let me say again, Liberia is not a moral country. Liberia is one of the most immoral countries in the world. Liberia is not a moral, there's no moral standard that run Liberia. Liberia is a two-faced, double-minded, confused, discombobulated country where you get a bunch of useless people doing useless things and stealing and acting criminally. The Google people in Liberia are their handful. Even when they try to be good, they will corrupt them, they will subject them to corruption and do other things. So Liberia is not a moral country, especially when I'm doing politics with Liberia. I don't do moral with Liberian people. I mean, to be honest with you, and I get no moral talk with Liberian people in Liberia. They don't have morals. Majority of the people in Liberia have no moral, they got no value, they got no standard, especially the politicians. Oh, it's bad, even socially. Let me give you a few things that we need to understand. I condemn the act of undressing the lady yesterday because of what she wore. But truly speaking, we've had worse in our country. This is not the first time for the people of Rayla to take up woman clothes. Honor President George Weah did it to one other lady. This is not the first time.
It's been happening forever since I've been knowing myself.
This is not the first time. What you guys said when that happened during George Weah time? Some of you never spoke. Some of you, I see some people writing to the moral people. They never spoke. Oh, when they molested a little boy and grown men and slept with a little boy. Some of you ever open your mouth to talk? Look, let me say this. I'm being very honest with you. I ain't got time to do moral thing with Liberian people. It's only moral to them when it suits them or when they want to make some kind of political gain or some kind of attention they want to seek. I'm not part of that. I'm part of your immoral, hypocritical thing you got going on. I've resorted. I got no moral conversation with Liberian people. I deal with Liberian people on the issue, based on the issue at the time, and at face value. I try not to apply moral sentiment. I will tell you the truth. You want to hear it at your business. You want to hear it at your business. I don't care about your standard because, first of all, the church don't have no moral in Liberia. The churches in Liberia don't have no moral, no standards. Can you imagine church pastor? Some of you, your church pastor, now girlfriend and boyfriend to another man, bunch of homosexuals. The church pastor is corrupt. He can beat his wife womb. He's the church pastor, and some of them molesting the little girls. What are you guys saying? You guys never speak about those things before? To tell you that the country is upside down, no hair, no tail. It's a discombobulated, stupid country. Let me give you an example. The people who claim that the girl will half naked, you would think in a sound-minded country, they will bring clothes to cover her. No, they won't naked her. You ver the person half naked. Oh, you say you're naked her? I tell you, moral. I tell you, morals will tell you, say, don't get a woman clothes.
Yeah, I think it's going to protect her. Yeah.
And so sit down and say that the people that don't want it, who don't know it from both when you talking to get very personal, bunch of goons. I don't want to also sit down. I say the serious-minded group of people, they are not serious. So at the end of the day, I don't take these people seriously. I don't take these people. You get a president who is 18 years old, sit down in public, and you get moral bidding and lies. When we talk about that, or you cost us. Your moral country, Joseph Boakas will be lying. Joseph Boakas will be lying. The person, the face of the nation comes in public and lies. We tell you, the man, oh, you ain't got no tradition in that country. You ain't got no culture in that country. That's why when I hear people say, culturally, you can't do that. What things I give a damn about that food in there you got going on in that country called culture? You got culture in that country? You got culture in that country? When last you now see the old people gather together and say, the thing what you're doing to the young people in the country, you're molesting those little boys, you're sodomizing the little boys, molesting the little girls. We stand against. When last you now see those Liberian women, they stand up together.
Wonderful, especially our mothers.
Unless benefit yeah, so I can sit down, I can listen to. It is wrong what they did to that lady. To be very honest, it's wrong. But I'm not basing it saying it is wrong based on Liberia moral standard or whatever it is. No, I'm not basing it on that because you got no moral. I gave you a typical example. The people who say they vest morally because they get naked, you would think that they would bring clothes to cover her or offer her clothes. They say they will take off her clothes. Oh, the person half naked, you vest. Also, when the naked fall in, now you not be vest. Are you also listening to? Are you also listening to? You got no hair, no tail. You don't even know your own future. You're sitting there, people steal from you, you celebrate them. You hold them up to high standard. You ain't let good people come in our country. You undermine them. You fight the people who say stand up. You sat here. Joseph Parker, John, we are everybody to put together to lie on Mr. Cummings. Some of you sat down very quietly. You said it was all politics. So guess what? This is politics too. What are you talking? Oh, this is all political. This is all political. What can I also say? I was going to sit down and say, you're moral people. Labrador got zero moral and culture. Hey, I don't do culture with Liberia. I don't do moral with Liberia. I don't do it. You ain't got nothing. The fabric of the nation has been eaten by social criminals and crooks. Let me come to the last part of this. You know, ain't you fair for two about nigga people you get moral? Then you go to net to semi-bar. You go to net to what other place that they can go? You go see women that have nigga go in the bar. You go turn the poor clothes on. When they get in church, you go to the neck they have nigga, you go there. You're turning the poor clothes on. Ain't you moral country? You get moral now. You get moral, that's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You get moral. People going to the calabash to net will be half naked. Oh, yes. So you're going to stay on the road and stop them from going there because they're half naked. You guys are two-faced bunch of people. Who told you say I get time for that thing? I ain't got no time for that thing. I have no. Let me tell you the truth. I'm not interested in Labrador and moral, in Labrador people and moral business because you ain't got no moral. Look, when I think, I know that you ain't got moral for the fact that the people who you even support in the name of politics. Joseph Boaka, they confessed, they revealed that Stanton Waterspoon is a confessed convicted criminal. Joseph Boaka said that on his show to collect money, to campaign. Said I said behind the hall on his show, said that they collect money. And the man who is the president of the country is immoral. And I'm supposed to say that country is moral. The same way I look at America, Donald Trump is immoral. So say America is a moral country. I so say that one. No, America is not a moral country. Labrador is not a moral country. Like useless countries. So I don't waste my time with that, folks. What was done yesterday was wrong to that guy because that's not how you treat people. Based on humanity. But to be honest with you, let's not do this on moral business, folks. No, we don't have a moral country. We have a hopeless country with no future, no end in sight. The morality is down. Pastor, they're going over there to politicians in a packet. They can't stand up for what is right, what is truthful. When the last time some of you stood up when they molested little children, little babies? When the last time you stood up to even speak, just to speak as a people and say this thing is wrong, we can't do this? When was the last time that was done in our country? When? I want to see when. Pastor, then quiet, religious people. I'm talking about the Imane. I'm talking about the book people. When was the last time? You're standing ready to remove fanatic cover, jump, turn the constitution up and down in the name of politics. You said nothing, you did nothing. You say, then you get there, but you want to come with that emotional thing where you got going on and say, no, and they shouldn't have naked a girl or whatever it is. I know the people who naked a girl are a bunch of stupid people. Because you bet that somebody have naked, but you happy that you want to naked them fully. You sound fancy. You okay?
Well, Steve, let me come in. Then maybe more. Then Dalabara will come in. But thank you. I think you said everything. Some of us, they're where we are coming from. Because look, my brother, if you want to be advocate, be advocate. If you want to be fake, be fake. If you want to take side, you take side. But most of our, especially for our women, let me be frank, most of our female advocates, most of them, they job. In fact, they are selective. They choose which one that maybe that they think that maybe that they will be seen or maybe that they will make money out of. These are things that they go. Look at the Ministry of Gender yesterday. After a few minutes or hours, I saw the Ministry of Gender had a press release condemning. Can you imagine though? But they said a little boy was raped or sodomized, or as you may call it. No press release. We come on this radio or better say on the platform, we cry. Nobody up to now, nobody care about these things. How far will the other little maybe They don't get allegations about rape, who quote unquote for the Ministry of Youth and Sports. All the things today, they say no evidence. Go back to the 16 years old boy. The same thing happened. There are so many of these kind of instances that keep happening. But the only thing is, most of our activists or our quote unquote advocate, they choose which one to take or which one to talk about. So it's bad. And let me join you, Steve. I don't think this is the kind of country we want. Look, Liberia is going down the drain, whether you like it or not. We're going down the drain morally because we don't have moral. That Steve just said. Steve is right. Steve, even today, my brother, this morning, in fact, I saw some ladies, in fact, some women, their dress code, Steve, and nearly cried. What kind of country is this? That people passing by you, broad daylight, walking naked. Nobody talking though. It's okay. It's okay for us. That's the kind of society that we found ourselves in. So no moral. You're right, my brother. And to the guys, thank God that 11 of them have been arrested. And let's see what's going to happen. Maybe they'll be taken to prison and so forth. And other people too saying that the police officer, like that video I'll just play, I play that. Let me see again.
No, before you play that video, let me say this. Let me say this so you can be clear on something. Nothing will happen to the people that were arrested. It's all show. They will let them go. Nothing will come out of it. The country is not serious. The leaders are not serious. Let me say this. Say what you want to say. Say what you want to say. I don't even want to talk about Yomli Kanga Lawrence or whatever it is because these people are hypocrites. Everything for them is either political or it's something where they can step into gain some kind of attention. I will say this to you, my people. If you are hoping for anything that called justice in that country or moral in that country, start wasting your time. Don't do moral business with Liberian people. The player know the people don't get moral. You even send money to some of your family members there to buy your smell. They will eat your money. The country is immoral. Immoral. Let me say it to you. No morality. I'm telling you, don't waste your time. You get a president who the hell the country. The men have certified liars internationally and locally. Joseph Park, 80-year-old man is known for lying internationally and locally. And at the country as well, they serious as they don't want to get moral. I leave people, man. I leave people. Y'all leave people. Y'all leave people. Gonna in la bro. Gonna there. But I thought depending on you go.
Chairman, that justified. Like I was saying, like somebody said, oh, doing George Weah the day the city, the naked or woman in the street, this and that. Those people, when we elect them, when they come to power, we elected them for them to come and make our country to be a better place, to get a decent living. You think if we have concessions in the country, we have companies, government is creating avenue for investors to come and invest in the country. You go Grand G there, company there, you go Maryland, you go Nima, you go Grand Kema, you go Bombing. Who the woman will be sitting in Morovia? You came from Grand Kema County, companies are in Grand Kema County, in Maryland, Grand G there. People working and it says $700 a month, they able to pay their own house rent, pay their children's school fee, then you want to go wear short to go sit down in network or to be party right for men to carry you $10 a night, $20 a night. But those people, when we elect them, they only want to enrich themselves in their inner circle and put us in poverty. So the Eli, the Weah, the Baka, they're responsible for some of these things. You see, to see women dressing like that, people when people say it's because of hardship and poverty, I would say yes. Because if these people have something doing, they will not be living such a life. So we blame the government on most of these things.
Thank you so much.
People, when you say, hey, they want to come and attack your Muslim and Christian business for you, that everything you will bring religious and tribal business inside. When you come here, you attack me on Muslim business, you feel bad about me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Ali. Let's hear from Monk so we can close on the topic.
Well, for me, like I said, we already took a position. That's Ali individual opinion. It's not a platform position, and the fact of the matter, I'm not here to complain morality judgment. Morality is very complicated. Something that is moral for you might be immoral to somebody, and these things, different values, they come from different principles. That's why you got to be having a particular set of principles and values that you live by. So if you think that it's inappropriate, then have a code. That's what they call code of conduct.
Yep.
You codify it into law and make it across the board. Now when you see one leg get naked, so what happens to the one that naked himself on social media all the time?
Yeah.
Women. So how you gonna? Why? How you? I don't go by that kind of a nonsense. You know, if you think that somebody is immoral, that's your case. I'm not here to complain. I myself, who here to a certain extent, I'm not moral to some people. Some people let their platform solely because I support Donald Trump.
Exactly.
Of them, I could care less. I never came here. Look, you must have got different training and orientation. Your level of understanding and level of thinking, they are two different things. I do my calculation before I can take a position on anything. So if you come here with your emotion, your feeling, or your religious bigotry, or your tribal sentiment, no, this is an opinion in this show. We come here, we discuss politics, we discuss social issues. We can even the panelists, we disagree on so many things. So if you're looking for people to agree with, then go somewhere else, because that's the whole idea that make the show interesting, that we can disagree to agree. So if you are intolerant, then there is no need to listen to talk show or talk radio. Then just go and read or whatsoever you want to read. But like I said, if you want to make it across the board, then we are talking something, because then we get a particular standard that we are setting.
Yes.
And people like to talk. Let me just bring this point in. People like to talk about the war. This particular generation is worse than the wartime generation, because I was like maybe 1990, 91, talking about 10, 11 years old. I seen market women running behind a female to pull lapa around them because the way how they dress. That was universal by then. It was across the board. Even though it was not a law, but their behavior. In your case, you want to naked a woman even further. How do you get it too? So, like, I think it's more of a generational issue, not even a war issue, because the people that live through the horrors of wars, I think they are even more better than the people that live in today in Liberia, because there is nothing about that country that can make sense or you can understand. Whether it comes to education, what are you talking about? Look like the example I gave the last time when we were talking about the AFL, the recruitment process, right? Where people couldn't even pronounce the letter was. Like I said, I saw guys that were taking tests maybe immediately after the war. Immigration officers read a paper. Those boys were constructing better sentences and making a case. They were asking some technical questions. How will you react to a foreigner entering the border, to a woman that is pregnant with a child? Those guys will write paragraphs to answer that question. You're talking about a generation that cannot even read a 15 sentence. So, like I said, we are upside down society, Steve. I think we are totally disconnected. It's a generational thing. But if you want to put it, if you want to make it universal, then have a particular standard that you will make universal that people should follow. Don't be harassing people, children in the public in the name of moral police. You are now moral police. You are worse than the people who claim to be moral. I mean, that's just what it is.
But Monk, even the moral police aspect that you spoke about, said, this will tell you that there is no law and order in the country. When the citizens start taking law into their hand, why they couldn't go report a woman that she was indecent?
Yeah,
so the police can come for.
Yeah. And you got police right the market. Police.
Why did they see the need to go attack the woman? To tell you that there is no law and order in the country. The country is discombobulated. When we say it at their best. There is no law and order in the country. The country is a useless country, a hopeless. You know, I said that thing the other time to some of my friends who went to one of our meetings, were chilling there. I said it before Ellen Johnson will have an interview. I said Liberia is dirty. The country is useless. We are beggars because our leaders are dirty. They are useless and they are beggars. Look, the reflection of a nation is a reflection of the leaders. Whether you like it or not, these are facts. When the lead, can you imagine Capitol building with all the money that those men and students and women and all their own bathroom and they can't even take care of it? It shows that you are dirty.
Yeah.
What you want to say? What you want to say? You guys are a bunch of dirty people. When we say you guys are clean, because if you were clean, the first thing you prioritize. Do you know what it means for a woman to go and go sit down over a dirty bathroom? So I don't even know how the women are in a place that can even go to the bathroom. I don't know how to do it. So this is a problem by itself. I'm yet to see one of the women over there say, gentlemen, I know you guys can stand up to pee, but guess what? We the women, we want the bathroom to be clean. So guess what? Let's put something in there and let's prioritize it. You not ever hear before in any of the deliberation? No, then there, they quietly collecting money, bunch of crooks, call themselves mother and all of what I will be paying attention to that. Young ladies will be talking. Young lady is a serious-minded woman. Young lady is not a serious-minded woman. I'm saying it today. Young lady is a crook. She's not serious. She is not ready to do what is right. She is not ready to do what is right. Young lady is falling in line collecting on the bar. So you don't waste time with young lady. Nobody on that thing. They don't slap woman, but you're moral. They don't went look at somebody, woman and slap or boss somebody.
Is it a common a cultural? It's a cultural.
It's a cultural thing. So guess what? I guess the men are trying to negate a woman to a cultural thing, right? The country is a useless country. When you say that verse, the country is a useless country. When they don't slap a woman, boy, and we say that you don't do this kind of thing as a leader, you're setting past a standard. Oh, we hate Delon. We hate that one. We hate that one. Oh, okay. So guess what? Man, it is what it is.
There's some people who are stoning Yeke card in Nima County for men who claiming or who's trying to, like I said, trying to hold the government or the executive to accountability. And you got people who want to be the moralists. They were stoning the car.
Yeah.
The whole country is often have no sense. Like when you think about it, you cannot your physical mind or your sense. You cannot make sense of it. You cannot wrap your head around it because it does not add up to you. Like you want to be a moralist, you think that you are doing the right thing. How can you keep doing the right thing? Even you, the voter, you agree to be trucked across congressional line, and you talk about people stealing from you. You are a criminal. If you were take a bribe to go in another district, somewhere that you're not from, to go and vote, then who are you? Are you not worth than a politician? So like I said,
I hear them saying, I hear them saying, something else that they can say that's very funny, that they don't know the long-term ripple effect, I hear them saying politicians should build this. I hear that other loser that means it will leave my children, my wife, and my family, and my significant other people there, or serious minded man. That means it will leave my children in the country, in America. That means it will leave my serious thing what I do in the country. My serious investment, my serious thing what I get going as I will leave it and go to Labrador or fitting job where I'm on record to be paid. Passing around talking about you going to Egypt to go be playing no lieutenant Guinea, putting your hair on body and taking pictures and say, oh, you're doing electronic, you're doing telecom. You see where? I hear that one writing that Alexander coming, my go open store in or my go benefit the people of Maryland or whatever it is. Let me give you an instance. The first place I know that you're not serious is this. Anytime you tell a politician he might go, they make a create job. The first place I know about the United Party people and people who say Alexander Cummings might create job is this. The first thing they know is that they know Alexander Cummings can create job. That's a fact. Because if you didn't know he could create job, you're not even asking that or you're not bring that power. So they know, they are aware. They know Alexander Cummings able to create job. The second part about it is this. When you're telling Alexander Cummings to go and create job and other things in other places, what you are telling him is Alexander Cummings, when you finish creating a job, when you become president, that means you might stay. Because Alexander Cummings not get money to go through the window. You think when he go spend all your money and create a job, when he come out deploy into the money for him, so put it back there? Eh? You're not thinking about that one. You're going to think about it, but how do you think about it? You get people that who now thinking right. All they're thinking about is their stomach right now. People with no sense of direction. Men who rely on their friend. Men who are in America asking their friend, man, about a plane ticket. As I was saying, I'm a friend, man, about me plane ticket to travel. You see what? As though I'm a friend, man, in the country to buy me plane ticket to travel. I heard one of them bring our friends getting around me one time and tell me, people going to Jersey and stand on buying people ticket. That time, stand on criminal business. I said, that means they'll send my boyfriend to my friend, man. I said, I'm a friend, man, to buy me ticket to travel. You mad? When they get cartoon in there, I can push. Go push my hour and go buy my ticket. I have paper. Nothing wrong with me. I'm not sick. I said, send my boyfriend to my friend. My friend, man, so get something on me. My friend, man, when I go to the bathroom, he stand up. I stand up. I say, y'all will go to the bathroom, y'all sit down. Some of you that with me. I say, man, who can stand in bathroom for the pee? I said, tell I want to buy me ticket. I don't sell my boyfriend. So when I heard these guys talking about Alexander Cummings might create job, Joseph Baga created a job before you're being president. That loser Joseph Baga created a job. That loser Joseph Baga created a job before you're being president. You met a man who was letting on loan president. But you are asking somebody to create a job before you get made president. It tells me that your mind is not in the right place. You fought. They try to burn you, fall down on your head. Yeah, more. I don't know if you guys know.
No, you know that argument. Like I said, that's why I keep telling you guys. The country says it's a waste of time, and it will never get better in my lifetime. I can guarantee that, because when we went to election, when you look at all the situations happening in Liberia, from whether the moral decay, whether it's the breakdown of institution, whether it's the economic challenges, infrastructure, the number one problem facing Liberia, we keep saying it time immemorial, dating back to 2017, is job creation, economic prosperity, because that will change almost everything, whether it's about drugs, whether it's about teenage prostitution and all these things. Economic solution will always settle the rest of the economy or in the society. When people get job, even the family or the government cannot exist without job. So we told the Liberian voter, the number one thing on the ballot is job creation. So look for the candidate who you think is in a better position economically to bring jobs and investment to that country. You choose to vote for people who are popular or people who've been sitting for long. So if United Party people are telling you that Cummings should create a job before he becomes president, they are literally admonishing the fact that job is the number one challenge and Joseph Boakai not able to create job, even if you're giving 12 years. Because why would you have a sitting president, you support a sitting president and suggest that another candidate go and create jobs? So you are acknowledging the fact that job become number one issue in the country, and the guy who currently occupies the office is not capable of creating jobs. So you want for people in their private life to come and build him out. So I don't know how they can make that political argument or what kind of logic they can use. Because if Joseph Boakai is president, why should I be asking Cummings to go and create job before he can become president? Knowing that Joseph Boakai never created, Joseph Boakai never even worked in the private sector his whole life. First and foremost, not a single day in your life he ever worked in the private sector. So how can you even make the man president, but yet you think the guy who's living his private life to create job? And that's just why it is, but that's an argument for another day. I think we are past that. We crossed that river already. That's the country you find yourself in. The whole country is confused.
So while we were doing all of the talking here and there, we've been following all of the
Mayborn, Mayborn, 1 minute, please.
Yeah, okay, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, they still we talking about Mr. Cummings. Like I said, the Liberian people, they made a great mistake. If you people say that George we have failed the Liberian people, Joseph Boakai was never ever an option. Somebody who worked and served as vice president for 12 years, the highest paid vice president ever in the history of Liberia. He served with Manaseri for first 6 years, the second 6 years. And he sat there just to come and tell, oh, we had the opportunity to transform the country, to make you, to give you people a better living, but we squander everything. You look at such a man, you say he's the best person to come and rescue a country that was drowning. And then what did Joseph Boakai achieve for himself in his entire life since he been working? There is no achievement record. When we're talking about Mr. Cummings, he's one of the best Liberia ever produced. He's known in the world. But you said no, you never wanted him. You want Joseph Boakai. Why are the factory Joseph Boakai built before you reward him with presidency today? Why are the job? What did he really do for Liberia? But today, you say, oh, Mr. Cummings not being factory, Mr. Cummings. There are people, Mr. Cummings is not the talking tap. I'm not ALT supporter, but I know smart here about him. There are things that man is doing in Liberia that Joseph Boakai couldn't do and he will never do for anybody in our country. And you're coming to say, Mr. Cummings, they didn't do this. He want to be president. Why he can't go do this? What did Joseph Boakai do for Liberia? Or even the people of local country? You have to stop the madness. That's why I said the United Party people, they had to go for factory reset. Their brain is misfiring. They suffer from seizure. They had to go for brain resetting to ask Mr. Cummings why he had done for Liberian. Why he can't build factory and team for Liberian people to see before he became president. What did Joseph Boakai do? Why was the job creation Joseph Boakai did for Liberian and you're rewarding him the presidency? Just stop the madness. Thank you.
Yeah, Milborn, go ahead and wanted to give us some update following the case as well. In our mother, I thought it was a useless case.
Yeah, another useless case.
It's a useless venture. The government, I love useless government. I useless government.
But so that's it. We've been having series of reports. Yes, coming from the jurors if I verdict. So at long last, former Finance Minister Samuel Tua have been found not guilty of all of the foul charges against him That's the latest. Even though I think we saw 2 or 3 of them have been found guilty of some charges against them. But again, we'll go more deeper into that. I just wanted to update the show on some of the happening here in Liberia, especially by this time between the government of Liberia and that of the previous or the former government officials.
Well, let me put it away. Let me put it in simple English for my woman. Joseph Bagaden la on Samuel 12 and then still no money, yeah. They la on Samuel 12. Oh, that's the easier way to put it. Because you are the government, a hell of useless government. I won't lie to nobody. Their government going to hell. Look, if there's a hell, the government will be leading the land for the Liberian people. What a useless government is this? So stupid people running the government. Look, let me say this. You know what you have done for CDC? Do you understand the undertone and the politics? Do you understand what has happened? Do you understand what has happened? It kills and defeats any other corrupt argument you want to put on CDC. What kind of people are these people? So all the noise you all made. Oh, Lord. God, like what I always say, when I come back in my next life, any attempt for God to send me to Labro will have problem in heaven. The problem that I hear when the Satan was small, but when the problem will be too big. That means it will be on funny level with you. And I on no funny level, nobody. And I won't be there. And I won't come to Liberia. Liberia is a useless country. The government will get rid of it with their foreign inside. No hay, no take. By the way, folks, like the latest news that they say the government says Samuel 12 free, all the more that they made, all the big more they made, as CDC corrupt and Samuel 12 and steal money. You who are making noise, all your United Party partisans. Your kind of, they say CDC don't steal no money. They say that loud and men don't steal no money. So where are we now? Where are we? No, we can't blame CDC for no mess check. I disagree with you. Your government just told you, the government just told you that they don't agree with it. The court told you that they don't agree with it. The court, please, I beg you. Me, I let it be fair. Yeah, I might not be right, I might not be moral, but I like to be fair. I like fairness. The government honored Joseph Human Baka has told the word that Samuel 12 is not a rogue. CDC is not a rogue. CDC was maybe the best party to them. So you all leave CDC. If I catch any United Party person calling we are criminal again, or you CDC criminal will get problem. Your criminal will get a Joseph Parker that he your magoto. At least that one will know that money missing honor, money being all around the place that the person your magoto. So let's direct all our energy to Joseph Parker. You leave your friend in now. The court says Samuel 12 free. And the court will get in Labrador. So you don't respect the court. Me, I don't let noise. Yeah. I don't let fully noise. Oh yeah, I let fully noise though.
Wow. You know, when the people came up with the asset recovery, we were the first people that gave our opinion on the asset recovery on Sktv. The asset recovery is a very tough process. You got to work it out in the court first and make it across the board broader. You don't target individual because you think you suspect the person to become a criminal. No.
Yeah.
When it comes to criminality, you need fact, you need structure. So that when you get the person, it's universal and it within the confines of the law. No, but they wanted to pinpoint people to use it for, look at it, almost like something that happened in this country. You hit an individual, you want to bypass the law to score political points, and it will always come back to backfire. That's what happened here, what happened anywhere in the world. Because like I said, when we started the whole asset recovery thing, I said for me, I watched the process religiously when it came to Ukraine and Russia and all those corrupt politicians had. And with technology now, people can easily transfer money. Not like before. You can click one button now, they got an international banking system where you can move money. They got share corporation. So if you don't establish the recovery mechanism, you cannot get lookers might be there. Oh, because you find out minister he corrupt, you're going to catch him for corruption. That's a lie. You cannot tell how that man diversify his stolen portfolio. You need proof. And at the end of the day, when you cannot prove it, guess what? You cannot make the case. And we're talking about the men that control the money house, the finance minister, the executive branch. So you are literally telling me now, if you can get Samuel Tuah, it means that every single president in Georgia government is exonerated for corruption. Because who can you get any bigger than Samuel Tuah? We're talking about finance minister. So if Georgia government was corrupt, then more than likely the finance minister also will be corrupt, or maybe the next president, the central bank governor. But if you even get this, the finance minister, it's almost like money got missing in the house, and Maybon is the one that is keeping the key to the votes. Maybon says $100 million, and you can't even get Maybon for a crime. But you're telling me I got $10 in my pocket, I don't want to commit a crime. How can you make that argument? But that's what happens when you politicize things. It will come back to blow up in your face, and that's what happened. This government is very useless and very irresponsible. I don't know when people talk about wisdom about Joseph Boakai. I always keep asking. I want someone to give me one instance in Joseph Boakai entire public life where he applied wisdom and to give me the result of that wisdom. Just one. Whether it was the LPRC, the LPMC, whether it was vice president, I just want for someone that really, really know this old man intent. Because when you use the word wisdom, wisdom is practical application that give you result. That's what they call wisdom. Someone who use common sense that yield maximum result. I just want one instance in Joseph Boakai entire public life, whether vice president, minister, or how they call it, or LPMC managing director, and all the stuff. I just want one instant policy-wise where Joseph Boakai apply wisdom for all to get better result. Maybe someone can help us on that. Because here is it again. This man to formulate his own government. It was a war. I think Georgia transition. Georgia that never entered politics in your whole life. Georgia transition was smoother than Joseph Boakai. And I use the analogy, almost like I say, it's almost like you get Real Madrid and Barcelona playing. Then the coach tell you, say, oh, I can beat Real Madrid. Then Real Madrid president, Barcelona president say, oh, go draw the team. And you can't even draw your own team to beat Madrid. But you expect me for you to get on the field to defeat Madrid. Like what happened to Joseph Boakai administration? 40 plus years. And you talk about asset recovery, you cannot even get the finance minister. If you will catch anybody, the only guy you can catch with black cloth on your face, so will be the finance minister. And you can't even get it.
No, more. There's a hell of a stupid government. I won't lie to you. The government stupid. Yeah. But first
Steve,
of all,
I know I'm working in your financial auditing firm, but I can catch Samuel Tuah even when they put black cloth on my face for corruption. But the government, they're so bad that they can't even catch the finance minister.
But I want to know something in the whole Samuel Tuah case that okay, for example, now I'm the finance minister, Steve the president. Okay, then you instructed me to give money to Brazilian monk, and I get the money to Brazilian monk. The money was to be given to Maybon and that of Mr. Kane to do something with it. I got instruction from the president Steve, and I gave the money to Brazilian monk. Brazilian monk say yes, I received the money, and I gave it to Mr. Kane and that of Maybon. So what I get to do with that again? Whether they spend the money, what they do, what they not do, Steve instructed me to give it to Monk. And Monk said, yeah, I receive it. I give it to Maybon, I give it to Mr. Cannon. So what part I get to play inside that when you want to go for investigation?
Well, you're right. The thing what you're saying, you're right. But at the same case that helped Bernie Samoka, similar case helped Bernie Samoka on CDC, for which today Bernie Samoka is a pardoned criminal. Bernie Samoka is a pardoned criminal. Now he passing around saying insecurity beat me for yellow machine I can show up. I know he's not a serious minded man, the Bernie Samoka man. He's not serious. He's a pardoned criminal. But this is to tell you how to accept. My man, let me tell you something. This kind of case or this kind of situation, you want to be strategic, 100% sure that this will hold. Because any attempt for this to not hold, it's not about Samuel Tuah. It's about an institution. It's about the Unity Party and the CDC. There is nothing now you can say about the CDC in terms of corruption to hold any water anywhere. No, you cannot. And people taking this for joke. But the fact that Samuel Tuah was acquitted today, it's a sign that you can't say anything against the CDC because no money was stolen with all the acquiescence or the knowledge of Samet. Samet in charge of all the monies, basically. So if Samet cannot be charged on anything or set free for anything, who else is going to charge for money, baby?
Yep.
Who else is going to charge for money, baby? Joey? How do you charge?
For a little testing of how the gracious right.
A criminal wants to investigate a criminal. It just like me. I said this thing from the beginning, or Steve and Mom. You know, these are some of the things that made Liberia we are a failed state, because if we will have government officials that will come to power just to steal and enrich themselves and leave our country into poverty, that's not good. That's why I supported President Bakai when he took office and he started to go after our past officials. But it was quite unfortunate that he didn't even say take office, and then he started stealing. So a criminal going after the criminal, the whole thing just got me sick. And this is why I'm not really interested when it comes to Liberia War Crime Code. I'm interested in the Economic Crime Code. Because if we start to set precedent, that will make tomorrow when Ali Masare is a director, and I know John was the former director here, but he behind bar for 10, 15 years, I will put my act together and be satisfied with what I'm supposed to get as salary and do the work I suppose. You and I know in this country, when you're working somewhere, you know your expenditure is more than your income. You start looking for another job where it's only will pay me $20 a year. Okay, they will pay me $25 a year. You do your calculation, you go on that side. So if you give me a job as a director and I know the money is small, it's better I step down than to steal. You see? So we had to be going after our past leaders. And I get serious problem with the part of the constitution that says if Aliyu Masale was a president, once he wasn't impeached, he can steal as much as he wants. When he leaves, you cannot investigate him. Well, and there are other African leaders today that have been prosecuted for corruption cases when they were serving as president. Why can't we do the same thing? Our constitution, we need a real constitutional reform, or else we get a long way to go to fight corruption. Yes.
Well,
are we still on the radio, or maybe I'm just hanging in while they
no, I think we're still there. Why they go on with the Bluetooth thing? You know, yesterday I made a post about the people in Nima County in the Yeke situation. And I want to make sure I have a take on it on the show, because other people do watch the show after here. First thing first, let me say, it's very frustrating and annoying what some Liberians keep doing. Most of the Liberians, politicians or people who are involved with politics, when they're ready to speak, the first thing they can say, especially younger people, we are the custodian of history. We know history. They'll be talking a bunch of things that they have no clue about. Some of them have never read some of the historical facts. Some of them have never listened to people from the past to even learn some of the things that have happened. I spent 15 hours the other time, went back to listen to TRC, to the different, I went back to Prince Johnson to listen again over and over to his recording, to pick up some things that I might have missed the first few times I listened. I went back to Chair Chipo. I listened to him over and over. I see the same thing. Basically, they are saying the same thing, just in different terms and at different levels. We'll get to the story. But what I found as interesting is I found the people of Nimba used as stooges. Let me say again, the people on Nimba or Nima County was used. That's what I found out from the history that I've listened to. One thing that was constant, and that's why I made that post. Maybe are we back on the radio? Because I want to make sure. Okay, maybe I'll say we got a few more minutes. I want to make sure that we are on the radio for me to say this part, because I think this part is very important. And I see the same thing happening. If anything should happen in Laburo. You know, there came time in Laburo where the people of Nimba were not even allowed to rent in a certain place. Some of the innocent men and women of Nimba County, children, were hurt, were killed because of the same thing. And I see the same thing. I see the same thing, especially from the Gio tribe. I see the same thing creeping. You're starting the same thing again. You're starting the same dangerous path that you went on before. You're starting the same dangerous path that led to many of you being hurt in this place. And I see some of the Nimarians are celebrating it. They're happy. The day Yeke Koluba was attacked, I saw the superintendent post. And I just laughed. I saw the superintendent post and I just laughed. You're starting problems. You're starting trouble. Nobody talking now. Nobody saying anything, only thing what you're doing. You're starting trouble. This is the problem we're going to get into again with the people of Nimba. Yeke Koluba should have never been attacked. I'm yet to hear the vice president, anybody from the government, say anything or speak anything. I don't know what kind of people we got in Liberia. I don't know what kind of country this is. But one thing I can say is history is bound to repeat itself when you don't change. History is bound to repeat itself when you don't change. History is bound to repeat itself if you don't change. The attack on Yeke was uncalled for. It was unnecessary. You don't have to join him if you don't want to join him. You don't. But attacking Yeke in Nimba County is wrong. It's wrong today. It's wrong tomorrow. It will be wrong forever. Nobody should be attacked. People should have the right to move around freely in the country. What was done in Nimba County yesterday was very despicable. And the people of Nimba, you should not sit on the touch. You need to speak about it. You need to condemn it. And you need to apologize for that. It is wrong. It's wrong, oh. It's wrong. Yeke went through Grand Basso and other places, nobody attacked him. That une in Nimba? That une in Nimba?
I know, right? In the whole country, all 15, all the almost 10 political subdivisions that they got hit, but only Nimba County could react in such a manner because they want to send you a message now. Yeah, they want to show that loyalty to the ruling party because that guy is on the ticket, the ruling party ticket. So you must kiss up to the ring.
Well, whatever they're doing, they will understand. They're quick to forget. They not forget. They not forget. They not forget. I don't know what such of people they are, but they not forget. They not forget what thing happened. They not forget what thing brought the noise in the country. They not forget. Send Nimba that the only people or the only place where you feel that you're tough or they born you differently. Okay. All right, we know. We know what's up. You keep it up. We know what's up. And I they can use, I the scapegoat. And I the scapegoat in the country. You understand yourself. You continue.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Steve. So we're back. Yeah, so quickly, Steve. Yeah, so we're back on the radio after the news break. Thanks to all of you who have been following, and I think you're seeing something very, very important. But I don't know whether maybe we'll take one of the maybe one of our day on the show to also talk about that Nima situation, because I saw one of our mother, also she was talking in fact about that situation, how the Nimbarians, how they want to be used again. Every time when people get issues, they got to run to Nimba, for so many reasons we don't know, but I think we just got to take our time. But again, your advances, your assertions, your in fact, everything that you are saying is just in line. But we're back. Let me just make it short. We're back, and I think we stopped to Samuel to Wahala and that of the other people. I don't know whether we want to continue with
Yeah,
that.
like
No,
Chairman was saying, why
no,
Yeke Koluba went to all the other counties in the country, he wasn't attacked on the Nima County. So Nima County, you always sit there and always be used by those people to spoil the image of your county. That's not good. Today, your hero, your heart, your giant, where is he today? May his soul rest in peace. Those people use him, and he died today of depression and frustration. The late Senator Johnson, may his soul rest in peace. And you can still learn. You still allow yourself to be used by these people. This is not good. Yeke didn't do anything wrong in that country. And I will always say, only Yeke his utterances. But if we could get more like 10 or 15 of Yeke within that legislature in the country, we will have a better legislature, we have a better country. You see, because these people, they are the cause of every hardship whatsoever Liberians are going through today. Can you imagine the House of Representatives, the legislators, they are there to put the executive feet to the fire to keep them in check. It is quite unfortunate to see it is the executive that keeping the legislature feet to the fire to put them in check. Where have you seen that in the world? If we have people like Yakane in that hall, you think the nonsense will happen? They respect for rule of law, constitution, code of conduct. Yake didn't do anything wrong. Just stop going after this man. It's not good for our democracy.
Steve, let me come here a little bit. The Samuel Twerk case, when I tell people when you're studying politics is, like I say, is even complicated in physics, because it's a two-part series in politics. You got reality, then you got something called perception. Reality does not work in politics. Perception, what people believe is what they follow. It's not what is happening, but what they think happening. And when you look at this situation, I tell folks, I say, looking at all the conditions and all the factors in Liberia, 25, 30 years from now, if we sit back, maybe in our old age, and reflect about where we got it wrong after the war, it will bow down to Unity Party and CDC. Either way you look it up. And typical example, let me give you. What you see happen to Samuel Twerk is about perception. They got people in Georgia government that were inherently corrupt. But get what? If you cannot get the guy from the morning house, then it means the other people will walk scot-free. Even if you try to prosecute them, the people will be like, but you crazy? That's witch hunt. Because you try to get Samuel Twerk and you never got Samuel Twerk. And CDC did exactly the same thing with Milton Weeks and Charles Salif. You remember the economic management team, and they missing billions from the Central Bank of Liberia? Because they thought those were the easier target. They forget about the bureaucracy, what the rules and the laws that constitute the Central Bank of Liberia. And when you're a bureaucrat, when you're working in a professional environment, the first they can tell you, they call it CYA. Cover your, I will not use the loud, but a three-letter word. That the first thing you learn on any professional job, when you walk into any office, you got to know how to get away when things go wrong. That the first thing people learn in the professional environment. When the CDC government came up with that thing about investigation, I saw then they hang out Charles Ellie and Milton we parading it because they know this is nothing but theatrics. I was in Davos when Charles Ellie was working at Central Bank. Do you think a man who ushered you in to his office by turning things over to you, you think he never did his homework before turning things over to you? What became of that case? The reason being because CDC themselves want to score political point. They were targeting few individuals, thinking that they could get them. But guess what? They forgot that in our own Central Bank Act law, that under certain circumstances, the board of governors of the central bank, they don't need lawmakers' approval to print additional money. And that was the main reason Charles Sirleaf and the Milton Weeks and the, I know, Dogba Harbour, I can't pronounce the last name if I can remember. That was the reason those guys walk out scot-free. Because you cannot be emotional when it comes to law and bringing people to book. You need proof, you need evidences. And the moment the public have that perception that, you know what, you are trying to target people for political reasons, guess what? They become sympathetic to even the people that stole because of your action. So like they will have a long-term reverberating effect on the Unity Party because if Samuel Twer can walk scot-free, I'm looking for a lawyer to come sue that government too. Because you can't, if you can't get a guy from final ministry, my lay old testament, you can't come pull it off the road. I'm coming after this government. Trust me. But remember why you laughing? That's a fact, man. They're men who control. Because if anyone wants to be guilty, like I said, the only man I can find guilty, even every time I feel black cloud, will be Samuel Twer. If you can't get Samuel Twer, then it means that every single individual from we are government, whether they were corrupt or not, they will walk scot-free. That's the perception right there. It cannot be emotional thing, and the government got it wrong. So that's it.
Yeah. Well, Mark, thank you. You know, it's just so funny, but you just know everything. I think that these are some of the things that we keep saying. Better the system, Mark. If maybe go against the system, for example, we saw some kind of news about 2 Chinese former officials that were sentenced to death for corruption. That means the people they've been investigating this case until they found them guilty. But for us here, my brother, it's far different. Politics are not become all of the day. Interests are not become all of the day. People are not taking sides and everything, even the issue that you're talking about, the issue of perception. People just think that, for example, some of all we hear today, Mom, we receive free insult. But then you told they say, Musa Bedeti. You see the kind of thing? Because we are on this platform. People insult us for free. Things that far from us. For me, it's just hard to even comprehend, to even talk about our people, the way they think, the way they behave, the way they do things. For me, I'm just shocked because even, just imagine, Monk, I can still remember when last we ever talk about CMC on this platform. But people still consume for CMC business.
Well, that one for sure. If you decide to be in talk radio, get a tough skin. That's all I can tell you. Once you decide to come on the platform, because the thousands of people or tens of thousands that listen to you every day throughout the entire country, around the world, they got their own opinion. So you know people will react in a particular manner. If you're not prepared for it, don't take this kind of a job and don't sign up for this kind of a business. That's all I can tell anyone. Or else you will be going out of character, because there will be people that will really agitate you, but you just got to be having a tough skin. That's all you can do. But I don't know what's up again. I mean, that's what we are right now.
And what we've been doing, Monk, I just wanted to just add up to you with some of the things that have been happening, because, you know, most of our people, sometimes they falsely accuse people. Oh, you people are opposition. Every little thing you talk here, even if you want to say the truth, they will say you are opposition. All for them, it should be on their side. Now, moving forward, beginning next year, we'll start to play some of the videos, some of the election video, the violence that made Samuel Twer today not to be guilty. Some of you, because you've been thinking about, you know, when it comes to, for example, the security, you say, oh, I don't know, for security reasons, right? But that incident that happened in Lofa County with Thomas Falaba, then in Foya District, alone is a security threat.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine that? I will be here in my layman thinking that incident that happened that day is a security threat. So even if for example, if I were even foreign minister, I'll think that yes, that thing that was security threat, so I put in for 100 million so that our security can go there. What do you say? Even
our Baka statement. Yeah, because Baka statement alone that he will end a bureau when they tamper with the election. That's another threat. You see? But my man,
oh, go ahead, Ali. I thought you were done, but go ahead. I want to.
No, I'm done. More, go ahead.
You know, the Samuel Twer issue. I'm not even looking at the Unity Party government or Madam Sirleaf administration. It's taking us back to 1980 when innocent men were popularly executed. Those people were executed based on the same thing we call perception. That when you demonize public official, that If you work in government, it means you must be corrupt, you must be a criminal. That's how Doe administration, because they were riding on the public sentiment. They couldn't try those men in independent civilian court to find them guilty. But guess what? They became victims. They were executed publicly because what? Like I said, perception is everything in politics, not reality. How many people say, you know what? But those men were not even a fairly trial. They never went in court in a competent jurisdiction to even try them to bring proof, evidences, bank transfer, document. But guess what? They became victims. It's the very same thing 40 years later, 45 years later, we are facing today. That when you work at the central bank or the finance ministry or any public office, it means you are inherently corrupt just by accepting the job, even if we don't have the proof. Because what? People in the public will already assume that when you're a finance minister, no, you're already stealing. So why we can go put Samuel 12 on firing squad too? Or why we didn't put other people? But we kill in the country is crazy curse. Why are you lucky you're not a curse? That will never make sense.
Monk, you just named everything, Monk, and that's just the fact. Monk, for some of us, for the few years with our little experience with the media and that our people, for me, I feel understand that if even when they call for our people to kill you free of charge, they will do before they even try to even investigate to find out as to whether this information is true or not. They will kill you first. And you're right, Mark. Everything that you just said, you're right. This is the kind of society that we live in today, that people think that perceptions. Oh, maybe on the Sktv people, they are CMC supporters, they are Musa Bede people, they are this and that. You just wake up with this kind of mindset about people. Look at yesterday, because Aliyu have your own view. You start to bring him with Muslims, and that's bad. See it? But we want change. So the incident that happened in Lofa, Foya district alone, somebody can use that and say, yes, this is one of the reasons why I put in for the money. What you say a lot? All these videos stay there. Thank God for internet. All these videos stay there. And there were some of the politicians, some of you can be follow them. That miss will go follow beyond how you may call Thomas Fala. Even if I was closer to Thomas Fala by this time, I feel distancing myself from Thomas Fala. Because you know what I mean, for people to put their life on the line for you. Then you come back and say, no, the same people that want to kill us, like people that are going back to. Well, anyway, but I didn't know they'll go back to the man, or in fact, they'll go to the land to either have a
yes, I think that is it there. We say everything, and this issue, you know, when we come on this show here, we come here, nobody come here to say, oh yeah, this is what we are going to discuss today. We just come here, you tell, oh yeah, these are the update, this is what happened in the country, and we discuss it. And when we come here, everybody get the right to their opinion. Just how when people call, you get a right to say what you want to say. What we say here, when you agree with offer, you agree. What you want to say, you say it. And it is not good for people to come here. If I say something, you agree with me, say, okay, I agree with you. Tell me what you want to tell me. People go on social media because this is not the only station I come to. You know how many insults I receive on a daily basis, but I get tired, I don't listen to these things. So if I say something, you want to curse me in the comment section, you want to say anything to me, that's your right. But don't go to my religion. I'm not here for that thing. This religion thing, we know what it can do, what it can lead to. So if you want to disagree with me on anything I say here, it is your right. I get my right to say what I want to say, and you have your right to say what you want to say. Don't go to my religion. I'm not here for religion business. Thank you.
Indeed, you are correct on what you just said. Nobody going to be holding people accountable for their religion here. When we come here, we don't look. We don't even come here with no any kind of religion. Some of you there who have the kind of religion way of thinking, everything about you is just about religion. Now here, people now start posting Unity Party partisans. Some of them they are feeling disappointed. The first thing is don't even feel disappointed. If I was a supporter of this government, I will not even waste my time behind the kind of cases. No. The first thing is better the system. The first corrupt behavior of our system is the concessions agreements. This kind of a company that we have here today that are putting our people into agile, you know, I don't want to say the corporate before going to the land. Common sense. What you work for, some of you that are outside there today, what you work for, that work for you. Let me tell you today, that one more, always talk about the labor. What you work for, that money you take to carry home, that work for you and your family. But if your government continue to put you into poverty and tell you that no, you don't deserve a better life, you won't sit down and be running behind who. But again, I want your leg, the kind of sensational political news, the kind of thing, I want your leg, it make you happy. No, me, I don't waste my time on these things. The only thing that I waste my time behind is better the system so my life can get better. Because if these systems are better, then for example, if you start with the labor, I'll be too happy. And I will know that, yes, indeed, that you are getting ready for anything, but to come here and there. But anyway, Mark, any other thing quickly before we go to the line, because we want to go to the line. I see Brother AB here. Oh, I see Mr. Tishu here also, but I think we already...
when you tell to go to the line, then you join the show.
Yeah, I see Mr. Tishu. I think Brother
Guys, let me say good afternoon, man. You know, today's Friday for me.
Oh yeah, I forgot today's Friday.
Yeah, so I had to take care of some business, but you know, we can't help it. But at least even if we want to do the same before the weekend, you know, get into full swing. But it's great to see you, man, Mabel. Thank you.
Where's your take? When we hear from you before we go to you and Mr. Teacher, at least 1 minute each, I mean, from the summit.
Oh.
So then,
yeah, well, the thing about it is that, let me say, you know, we, quite honestly, it's a shocker for me, owing to the level of publicity and the surety, the assurance that was given by the government as a slam dunk case. So I'm really, really, really shocked with the acquittal of Mr. Twe, and of course I think another defendant. But this is a serious blow for the government. This is the landmark case for their fight against corruption. So for anybody to think that this is just a kind of one of a kind situation for the government, is a serious blow. The United Party-led government put a lot into this, to the point that today you have the dismissal of an immigration commissioner, that he was never called back to job. So it's nothing small here. And honestly, I did not expect this result for level of acquittal for especially the high-profile person in the case. I didn't expect it, quite honestly. I was really surprised.
I thought this would have been a slam dunk. That was my expectation, or slam dunk case for this government.
Yes, because they kept emphasizing it, that the pieces of evidence are all over the place, and this is nothing. But again, when it comes to the legal, you know, that Supreme Court, I've been there. I attended a lot of cases over there, both family cases, to the point that even I attended a murder case that my younger brother got killed back in 1997, and I was heavily involved with that case at our Supreme Court. And the defendants got acquitted over there on hung jury situations. So sometimes when you get to that court, if you know the history of the court, sometimes you can't go there hands swinging and, oh, I got everything crossed and everything. That was the case over there. Today, look, to defend those cases of this nature is very difficult. It's very, 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 very difficult, man. I'm telling you. Unless the case of Brani Samuka, because his one was glaring over there that, oh yeah, in fact, to the point that he said, oh, the president told me to transfer, so and so forth. I mean, it was a little bit tough thing for him in his case, but thank God that at least the president managed to give him some clemency on it, and he's a free man today. But those cases, they are not easy thing to defend. I'm telling you. So if the man telling you that this is what it was intended for, what make it think, Monk, that when President Baga took immediately, he said they should investigate the what's the covert security agency?
The NSA.
The NSA. And later on, he had to decommission a particular investigation.
Yep.
So it's a difficult thing, because the first thing is that you are not even to have anybody from that agency who can testify in court. That's the first thing. So how are you going to proceed with such a case? It makes it hard, you know. But let me give my brother a chance to put in a 1 minute, because I have no time if I spend. But it's a tough thing, and I'm really surprised, guys. To be honest with you.
Well, thank you, AB and Mayborn, Steve, Brazilian Monk, Alio. Say hi to the Liberian public and all of those that have taken interest in hearing our side of how we figure out things. Well, on this summer 12 case, I just saw drama. I think it was a movies I was watching just now in the end. Because they have cautioned the Liberian justice minister sending in his team with the Solicitor General and all the points that they brought up before the case. It made the public to realize that they were going to win the case a slam dunk. But what I believe happened was that the case was brought in the wrong way. If you're going to use criminal facilitation, all of that on a particular person in that case, where documents and all of that being shown, I don't think you're going to win that case. I think the presentation of the state case to the court, I think the presentation was wrong, and that affected them in winning in the end. Because if you look at the case, you see that a lot of things that happened, pass-through channel documents were shared, all of that, and coming out to say that these people are guilty or so and so. I think it's really hard like what AB said, because those are rules governing people taking money from a particular institution. I'm a former colleague, a former worker of the NSA, and I will tell you the fact that those things there to get the information out, those are state secret, So I don't care how much they carry the case, except you put it out of the court, and the president, the chief of NSA, and who also involved, get together in a closed room for that particular issue to be discussed. But other than that, coming on the air and saying that, yeah, we gave this agent so and so money to go and do so and so operation and so, it can never work, because the oath that is taken towards that also. So I found it hard that case, the presentation of the case, the one that messed the government up, it also had taken a different avenue. That's what I believe. Thank you.
And Monk, let me get out of real quick. Another thing is that when you have a government prosecutor, that government prosecutor should be savvy and very knowledgeable. I don't think that's the case with Fayyad. Fayyad, I don't know, he's not one of the reputable guys legally in that. He's not. And such a high-profile case, I think they should have maybe the best thing they would have done for government, when you have criminal lawyer, because mind you, the law has specialties, not just graduating from the law school, but the people go and specialize, either to be a criminal lawyer, to be a labor lawyer, or the special, come against specialized areas. But if you think you're just willy-nilly, because of some political loyalty, man, they're gonna, I don't think Fire is one of those guys over there. So such a case, to go toe to toe with Arthur Johnson in such a case, man, it's a tough sell, my man. It is a tough sell. So that's one of the things. He's not one of the reputable. Look, in this kind of high-profile cases, you have made government has lost bigly, and it's an embarrassment, because you have the likes of people that today they are sanctioned because of these kind of cases that was, whether they were fabricated, and to make the world believe that those things were the things that were unfolding under his watch as Minister of Finance, and only to come in a court after all of the amplification of things. And today you at this point. So I mean, I don't know, guys. I know we got a lot to chew on this topic. We got time if I spend, like you guys said, to go to the phone line and hear from the Liberians. Unfortunately, I didn't follow all of the topics, so I can't delve into the other ones that you guys already talk about,
Wow. I think
Yeah.
Maple is off the line too. I don't know if we'll be taking calls. It's so crazy. I think you made a point. You got to be specialized in the kind of cases, and you cannot create this whole condition of a slam dunk only to end up losing because the political ramification alone is bigger than the case itself. The
It's bigger, man.
perception. You cannot come against a guy like Samuel Twe and come fumble. That's suicidal. That's the worst that could happen to this government.
But more, here is another thing. The life, in fact, from those that follow the case, it says twice personal testimony. Forget about the lawyer's involvement. His own personal testimony. It literally he kind of cajole, even managed to cajole the jurors. He convinced. He was very convincing. But those that when the journalist stated it, that he was very, very, very convincing in court and highly confident. So I mean, it's I don't know. Anyway, it's embarrassing for them. It's really embarrassing for them. It's very, because Joseph Boakai, they and the United Party, they put a lot into this Samuel Twe case. I mean, just imagine removing Steve Zago because of this case. Why Steve Zago didn't put off on Samuel Twe at the airport? And today they can't get it kind of resolved. They hope Steve Zago an apology. And I hope they would think about it and kind of reinstate this guy or something. Because the thing is, Mong, let me just close on it. If you have a guy, Steve Zago he was not only a security guy, he's a lawyer. If he got a new exit Republican on an individual, it's intended for your exit, not when you're coming in. Zago told them, but why am I going to poke off on this man when the man comes back in the country? I could only arrest this man is leaving. And they never bought his idea, but rather they kind of prosecuted him and and remove him from jobs. So those are the kind of thing. But
let them for far corners.
The thing is becoming a trend, right? Because you're going after the high-profile player. You went against McGill, you fell flat on your face.
Yeah.
Now with the standard 12, then how can you even make the case? Even if they were correct.
What case you got to make? Because those are people because those are people that the United States put sanction on the base of. So I would just classify it now as so many misleading informations. Because if you're not winning these cases, those are just fabricated things. I will surmise from that. I would definitely surmise from that amount. That was the situation.
Wonderful. So let's go to the line. Let's go to the line to hear from our people. I know
the deacon is back. Deacon Maple is back.
This question will be talking about. So this first caller, David King, good evening. Please be brief.
You know, there are very practice, and for some of us, from the end of the slavery, we are very much where for the government to be able to expose themselves, because we know all what they are doing is not bad. They all based upon kind of motivate and hate of the CAC president and no half of our members of the CAC. For some of us, we're not surprised. We knew that Senator will go to war free, Senator will go to war free, and that of the National Security Advisor and all will go to war free. There was no case over there. When you listen to a country fire, talking about the guy or the evidence there, and today we are glad that the court has said if you are not guilty of any financial crime as a claim that they were guilty of. So I'm very happy. I say congratulations to Mr. Twe and that of the rest of the people. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. To this caller, good evening.
Thank you very much. This is Edmond Carr, and let me say hi from our panelists in the US. Good. You know, speculation was very, very right. And sometimes you may have the truth, but if you want to base your evidence on DC, hearsay, mind you, throughout the 6 years of President Weah, everybody that worked in the government, they were all corrupt. So, for United Party to prove themselves, to certify their followers that actually the guys were corrupt, they got to go after the people not following the right way. Why you could not go after the $16 million you claim they got missing?
Exactly.
Why you could not go after the $25 million you say you got missing? Only national security money you needed to go after. Their own finance minister got one. When you appear before the Sunday, when they requested that they were not getting that benefit when they call him, he said you were attending security matter. When they asked him what security matter that he said national, he said, oh, are you part of national security? That phone said yes. That was another slap in their face. How can he be part of the national security? The judge, we are the finance minister, cannot be part of the national security. So we know that something can take place. It is true, but you should be careful how you do it. And I think this one, it also a boost for the government.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's hear from other people. Hello to this caller. Good evening. Yeah.
Whenever you are going to protect someone and you go like angle, then what happened to the government? The government can force somebody like that evidence. Don't be surprised. Over will walk away. Over will walk away. Because the family and the problem too was too much on it. What we know? I will ask somebody to question the question to the country. You never cross the question. You start somebody to that guy who can put up.
All right. Thank you, Charles Cooper, and all the rest of you who are calling. Keep your calls coming. 07702031225. That's the number to call this evening. Yes, Charles Cooper is already here with us. Charlie, good evening.
Good evening, Lebron.
Yeah, my brother, go ahead.
Yeah, so let me speak on the human interest story first there, quickly. On the issue that unfolded in real life, Lebron. You know, indecent exposure and indecent behavior are the same. In another words, two wrongs cannot make a right. Although it is against our penal code that indecent exposure is public nuisance,
exactly.
That law has not been effectuated. But we do not encourage men or women to do what happened in regard to that lady. That is a life trauma that they have caused that woman, and she will forever live with that kind of trauma. I think it was an indecent behavior. Because you cannot say the woman is indecently dressed, then you too carry on indecent behavior. So we want to call on the government to look into that case, and they should go beyond that, and maybe we can also try to enforce the indecent exposure law in Liberia.
We have so many good laws, but we don't care about somebody's laws. Nobody knows that in fact that it's a crime, though. Yeah, it's a serious crime, but nobody knows. Nobody cares.
Here's the thing: every day men are harassed too. That's just like because we don't talk about this thing. But if you ever carry themselves any kind of way, you're harassing the men.
Exactly.
So that is special harassment that the leaders are doing to them when they indecently expose themselves. So that is again the penal code. I think chapter 18.9, 18.4, it talks about indecent exposure. But that does not encourage anyone to do what happened relevantly, but two wrongs cannot make a right.
All right. Thank you so much, Charles Cooper. To this caller, quickly, good evening.
Good evening. This is Jeremiah here with District Review, District number 6. Thank you for the show. Sometimes when people say this thing, people take some of us to be situation. For me, I'm not a situation.
My brother, we tired now with even answering insults.
We stand here to stole money and CDC 15 billion loss and all those kind of things. Now, for almost 3 years, government can provide evidence against Samuel Tuer. So sometimes, I don't know, before people come up with allegation or something, you should have evidence. There's a achievement is given the government back. That up to present, they are not produced evidence to show that yes, indeed, Samuel Tuer stole the money as a claim. They said he put money in carton, they were carrying it for money, the money changer, all those kind of things. No video recording, no evidence up to present.
The propagandists, maybe that's one of the propagandists, or maybe the propaganda were carrying them though. You know, sometimes you can map. All right. Thank you, Mandela. My brother. How do you sign me up, my brother? Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Yeah, thank you very much for your school. This is our youth family, the Omega Martin, the legacy of Homo Petuia. Labor, let me say this. Labor in this country, we always say that two roads cannot make one right. Labor, the information you put telling us tonight about those guys who say they get liquid. Who gives any authority to steal somebody else's daughter, somebody else's girlfriend, somebody else's mother naked? Who gives any authority? Therefore, in this country, we need to be serious. The women cooking in this country need to pull out to the left of those guys that is involved. Let some of them go to still start bitch 5 years. It was wrong. Even a woman breast have naked. What right you have to go and spray one completely naked? county will come from there. But instead of stopping that, we still have to, people there who have reduced themselves to be, hooligans in our country. Instead of stopping, why people moving forward, people that are spreading around the world, moving forward, they have been using themselves to remote control hooligans in Gaza. No, I want to bring the Gaza authority and the authority of Nima. They are aware of that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. The Samia to this call up quickly. Good evening. Then we'll go back to our team of panelists.
Good evening to your team of panelists. I want to tell you guys thank you again to another person that didn't topic. Maybe when it comes to the case of Samuel Twain, maybe whenever you want to go into a case, at least you have evidence. The government should have collected all that evidence before carrying the people to court. I want to see the thing from a two-way. They want free Samuel Twain so that when tomorrow that government, another government can now go to other people to that we are seeing it from.
Why you can be looking for evidence when we can? Even some of all our into relationships, sometimes we make our relationship on DC. They will leave our men or leave our women. Why you want evidence?
The social issue for what happened to that girl in red light. Yeah, even the girl was indecently dressed. But later she tried to put on laptop, but instead they were holding a laptop for only girl, holding everything for on her. And me, when I saw that video, I really felt bad. Then when it comes to the Nima issue, at times we need to learn from the past. These are things that can bring problems. What they did over there was very wrong. No, we now get visa to enter any country. Nobody can go for visa for enter to a country or you ask for a people for you enter any country. It was very, very wrong, and we need to defend from any kind of thing.
All right, thank you. Yeah, thank you, sister. And up to now, the Nimarian, they haven't yet coming out with any kind of a press release or maybe condemning some of the activity or maybe some of the happening. But we gotta go. People will have probably about 7 more minutes. I think we can use our time on our panelists. Thanks to all of you. Yeah, Mark, Brother Aliu, Mr. Connor, and Mr. Dishu. I think.
Yeah, I think the folks that came late, I think they will just take us home today. I don't think we have that much to say because they came late. So we'll just use our time. I don't know. Ali, you got something to say then? Mr. Dishu and AB can take over for the rest, or they can just go ahead.
No, I'm okay. You guys have a nice weekend. See you guys Monday again. Thank you.
All right.
Well, I would say thanks to Mayborn for keeping up the show. Thanks to President Monk Aliu and our senior analyst, Mr. Abraham. I think y'all had a good show, even though we came in late. I was just in the background. I came in soon, but the host, they didn't take notice of me, and I was in the background. But
he kept me on the bench. That Deacon kept me on the bench.
So I was substitute tonight. Okay. Well, what I want to say to the brown public is that we want to keep up your greed for having a better government, your greed for living a better life, your greed for seeing your children and your grandchildren's future. These greeds are the ones that should be able to entax you to be able to talk, to be able to go out and protest and show some kind of emotional attitude that will be taken into account by the government, because all of what we're doing, all of what we're saying, I will go back that Liberia is a failed state and we're operating from a failed angle where everything is broken, and we only come on the different platforms to see whatever contribution we can make in discussing the issue for the enlightenment of our people to get in what we actually trying to tell them about the government treating them the wrong way. So until our message go out each day, we thank God that the viewers at least participating, and I think it's encouraging for us. And have a good weekend, Liberia. Long live Liberia, and save the state. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you, my dear brother DCU, and let me say thanks to the callers and thanks to you guys for holding it down. You did a great job. For all indication, the way the callers were speaking, I believe you have touched all of the basic thing. And then I just want to throw a light on what transpired at the red light. And thank God, like Monk always stating, a lot of the government can be listening to they got people to listen to SKTV, because at least we highlighted that the basic thing that should have been done, they did it today by apprehending those exhibited those kind of indecent behavior over there at the red light. We need to discourage those things. If the lady committed any public nuisance, I think she should be prosecuted for that, but not for people to be violently attacking each other in our country. Look, the country is just an angry country right now, and every little thing, there's a possibility that our woman could die from mob justice over there. So we need to discourage those people. And thank God that they managed to put it under some control. I'm not here to support her behavior, but people should not resort to violence in those ways. And secondly, the Nima situation. Guys, you got talking about, the citizen, prominent people are not speaking. It's incumbent upon the police, the government, the police authority to speak to the issue. Whether it was politically motivated, the fact of the matter, even if it became cosmetic, say something so that it discourages kind of behavior. But when you continue, if you say nothing about it, it will amount to like you are in collaboration with what transpired in the county. And then the superintendent of the county, literally, she sanctioned her behavior because on her Facebook post, she stated something in the affirmative of the behavior, and that's really wrong. I didn't expect that especially for somebody like Cole Mappy that live in this part of the world and saw the activities of this part of the world. For her to be sitting in Nima County and those things happen, and up to now there's no condemnation. Even if they can't arrest people, just condemn it for future, situation. And lastly, again, I've stated the government had no case, and because of that, they are putting citizens against each other with these fabricated stories continuously. They need to stop it, because this is putting this country at a boiling point and becoming troublesome for people. Brothers, the enmity is just too much. The anger is just all over the place. They need to stop this kind of fabricated stories. I know it brought them to power, but it's not going to sustain them in power in this way, because you cannot come major cases that you think that you've made up to be a political booster for you is not working. So you need to stop. Those are prominent people, Mangay, Samuel Tue. Those are people that they use as a vehicle. The party used as a vehicle today to get to power. And today, people like Jefferson Koji, a little boy like that, they're causing on a sanction of fabricated story, and they can prove nothing on it. You came, even the Charlotte Musu case. Now that you're free, the former justice minister, why can you open that case so that we can know the actual murder of that little girl? But again, maybe one of the time if I spend, Mong, you still got to close this thing up, my man. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your closing on issues too. And so that, because maybe I'll still get 5 minutes to hang with us.
Thank you, I don't have that much to say. I think we'll cover all the bases. Like I said, the whole thing about the perception and the reality. Because if the guy who shows up be a slim dunk, and like I said, a trend. We're talking about Magil. Magil is not an ordinary person. Magil is one of the town crier in the CDC administration. You didn't get Magil. You didn't get Samuel Tue. What more can you say?
Yeah.
You are thinking you are 2-0 on the scoreboard. And we're talking about heavy hitters. So it means, like I said, even some of the people that should have been held or should be held accountable for corruption, you cannot make the case again because the popular perception now is you are a loser. From a legal standpoint. So it means the case now, people will say, oh, it's political witch hunt. Now,
political motivated
to the people who are even corrupt. That's why you don't use a case. You got to put your ducks in a row. You got to get your facts. They mean the government never did a good job herself. They never carry on their how do you call it?
Not at all. Not at all,
where you can go into how do you call it? Discovery. You never do a discovery, right? You never gather your evidence. You never put your ducks in a row. and you go after a finance minister. That's why I say at the end of the day, they're back to 1980, where people were executed in that country based on the same popular perception.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a finance minister, automatically he's guilty in the public opinion. Oh, he worked at the central bank. These are the people that steal the country money. But guess what? Some people pay the ultimate price, and 45 years later, we are still making this same mistake, and we are doing the thing of political witch hunt. It does not make sense. So it's a big blow not to the Unity Party government, but the entire country when it comes to the thing of corruption, because it just changed the whole dynamics and the whole discussion of how you prosecute public officials when you don't have your evidences in order. So that's what I can say. It's a bad day for the country. It's a good day for Samuel too. I saw his post. I think he got Jesus Christ.
Yes.
The major celebrated his birthday 2 days ago. So like this is just
it's a double whammy for the birthday. It's
I know. Selected just lose today. You know, they've been selecting who they will punish, who they will not punish. The pattern failed today.
Augustin Fayard cannot be a solicitor general or whatever, and you expect the case to be.
The man who even have to dictate to the law or language.
I don't know why his specialty. I don't know what law he specializes in, but he's not prepared.
Yeah. Now I see why we can fast track this criminal code, because we got a lot of backlog when it comes to prosecuting people, because the government keep losing cases like that. I don't know, there's no need for us to create additional criminal code.
But among those things are fabricators too. It's hard. This is the case that today they are facing with the Capitol building. They cannot come court with evidence. Then they're talking about changing venue, because the case was at the end of one of the verify again. It was at the end. It was a closing end. Then they say, "Oh no, we got to change venue," and then they dismiss the whole the part of jurors. So this is the situation. They don't have it. They made up these stories. When you make up these stories, it's very difficult to defend.
Yeah. Show me the man will find you the crumb. That's why they keep getting
like literally fish it out there, you know? Come on, man.
All right,
guys. You have a great weekend, man. It was a great show, and thanks to everyone for the sacrifice, man. We're playing our part, guys. We are playing our part.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. What is our people who waiting to sell? Blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here the promise of death. The work with my life without again.
I live
Master.
Cleverly, so I can't ask Sktv-Lib. C'est ma chérie, tina ke ase ma yamo. Engi sano muni, emuaye yo. Engi lova mui, emuaye yo.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Muscle Rider, Lofa, and Grand Bazaar.
And I delay ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I quantity ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I delay ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I quantity ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the TV, and I forget it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Muscle Rider, Lopa, and Grand Bazaar.
There are things we can do. We bringing good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. What is our people who waiting to sell? The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. yes in Africa.